Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot, page 65, which teaches us that the husband has certain obligations to his wife, making sure that she has food and clothing. Now, in the event that he is not present, he could have an agent, a shliach, in his stead, and she can go to him, and that man is going to provide the food on her husband's behalf. Now, it does tell us that among the list of all the different food, as well as a pillow, blanket, mattress, a hat, all these different things that she's given, it does not mention to drink wine. And the question is, why not? On this, the Talmud tells us that because her husband is not here at the time, it's not a good thing for her to overindulge in wine, especially if she's someone that is not accustomed to drinking wine in general. However, in the event that she, let's say, typically drinks 2 cups of wine when she's in front of her husband, so her drinking 1 cup of wine is really not such a big deal, and therefore we will give her this wine. Again, this is because she's not with her husband, and we know that alcohol has the tendency for a person to end up making potentially bad decisions. So we don't want to put her in a position when she's not with her husband to get completely intoxicated and drunk, and then possibly again do something which is a huge mistake with another man. And this is actually seen in the story of Hannah. In the beginning of the book of Shmuel, Samuel, we find that Hannah, who could not have a child, she was crying and it was very bitter, and she was praying, and eventually she was blessed with a child. On this, the very beginning of that book discusses that she was eating, and she got up from her eating in the city of Shiloh, which is where the tabernacle, the Mishkan, was at the time, and her husband had finished drinking. Now, it's interesting. Why does it say it that way? It says it this way because to allude that a woman typically should not be drinking. Now, even though we just mentioned this is only when the husband and wife are separated, we don't want her to be drinking excessively. In this situation, Elkanah and Hannah still were not allowed to have relations. And the reason is because they were guests. They were not in the privacy of their own home. And when a person is a guest in someone's home, then the Talmud says they should not be having marital relations. Because of that, this is one of the reasons why Hannah restrained from drinking wine, even though she was together with her husband. But we certainly can derive from here, in general, that the Talmud then, as well as even in this day and age, a person who consumes a significant amount of alcohol, that will cause a person to make potentially bad decisions. And therefore, obviously, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of wine. In fact, we say that yain is samach halav enosh, that wine makes the heart happy, but a person has to be careful how much and what your intention is, making sure that you don't drink excessively.